Hello, both sides of the conversation family. We welcome you to this virtual space crafted especially for you. My name is Jada Curry, and I'm both sides of the conversation's marketing director and graphics design specialist. I want to take some time to ground us all as a community into this space we're about to open up in, so let's go through our community standards. Both sides of the conversation is providing a safe and honest space for open conversation, so we ask that you all be respectful of that. We also ask that you be respectful of each panelist, host, and participant. We do encourage healthy debates and conversations. Don't personalize anything with anyone. This includes name-calling, bullying, trolling, or shaming. This will not be allowed or tolerated. Your perspective is yours. It is not a prescription. You do not have to agree, but show respect. These community standards apply to all of our live shows and any virtual spaces that we hold on social media, including YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. We want to make sure that we are caring for each other as a community. This is our priority in all of our endeavors as both sides of the conversation. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's show and continue to stay in touch with us via YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or all of them. All right, thank you for listening and see you soon.
Welcome everybody to both sides of the conversation. Today is Tuesday. This is our Hidden Gem segment where we highlight our Black and brown businesses as well as we acknowledge community leaders and people that are doing positive things to impact our community. So looking forward to an amazing show tonight. We have some phenomenal guests to come up, some powerful brothers and sisters tonight. So I'm just excited about that. But before we get started, just had a couple announcements to the community. One, want to thank the Mega Black family for putting together a phenomenal event yesterday to give the communication to the community transparently about the upcoming city budget. Want to give a shout out to our president, Shaman Walton, and to our supervisor, Matt Haney, and to the executive director of the Human Rights Commission, Cheryl Davis. We're going to say Dr. Davis now because yesterday we found out she is now a doctor. So we're going to address her as Dr. Director Cheryl Davis. And then I want to give a shout out to Shakira Simply and for the rest of the team putting together the event to make sure that community knows what's going on with the budget, making sure that people are aware of the things that's needed in our community that's going to impact us. And then we want to thank the Mega Black Watchdog Group that is coming together to hold our elected officials accountable to make sure that the ask that we are asking for the Black community, some of the needs that we need. We know we face the biggest disparities here in the city and across this nation. But they put a committee together and just excited to see what comes about it. And it's just nice to see people are making sure that the things that's supposed to be done for community are going to happen. So just looking forward to that. So just wanted to give them a shout out for putting that event together and transparently getting the information to the community. Because a lot of times communities say, hey, we don't know about these events. Things are happening. And the communication coming from our city elected officials are not getting back to the community. So what a phenomenal job that they did yesterday putting on that event. With that being said, we're going to move on to our community announcements. One, I know everybody here in California have been seeing the information coming across the news about the drought. It is real. More and more counties are being affected, put on emergency alert for this drought. We had a low snowfall, low rainfall this winter, and it's starting to impact us. We've been having some phenomenal weather across the Bay Area. We had a great weather for Mother's Day, and the temperature around the Bay Area been up pretty good. So everything's getting dry, and because we don't have that snowfall and that rain to help our waterways, we're going to get impacted. And what that means is we need community work together to think about this, put it in our heads, and remember that we need to conserve water as much as we can. If you have sprinkler systems, make sure you cut them down and reduce the water usage. When we're taking our showers in bath, be mindful that we don't want to just leave the water running. I know we like to have our luxuries to let the water heat up and things of that nature, but we need to really conserve water as this drought situation is getting real, and as these weather conditions change and keep getting warmer, it's going to impact us. And we're right here in the fire season, and we don't want to have to have these fires and we don't have the proper water supplies to reduce the fire. So with that being said, thank you to all of the mothers this weekend. I know we talked about it on Sunday. We had a phenomenal conversation this Sunday about domestic violence. What a phenomenal conversation we had. And just shout out to the baby Y, to Sister Maika for doing the things that they did for our mothers this weekend. Phenomenal events. Community showed up. And again, we had great weather. It was just nice to see all the community out and about. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump in to tonight's Hidden Gem segment. And we're going to go ahead and have Mr. Shell come up and introduce our guest for tonight.
Thank you. Our first guest is LyRyan Russell and Walter Hughes. They are longtime members of the San Francisco community and founders of Serving Families Citywide. They provide youth and young adults in San Francisco with timely resources and support as they mature academically, socially, and professionally. They both serve in numerous capacities, working with youth and adults in areas of sports, employment, homelessness, housing, and the justice-involved system, helping them become successful and lead meaningful lives. Welcome to the show. Our next guest is Mikayla Johnson. Mikayla Johnson is an autism spectrum advocate. She advocates for people on the autism spectrum by allowing them to express themselves through poetry, hip hop, rap, drawing, and painting. Welcome to the show, Mikayla. Our next guest is Asale Chandler. She was born in Chicago and raised in LA. She left Chicago and came to LA when she was 4 years old. She was taught how to read by the infamous Black Panthers. She is an abolitionist fighter since she was 15 years old. She is a part of the Hebrew culture community here in San Francisco. She is a proud mother of two. She is a social justice fighter and a performing artist. She resides in Fillmore, California. She's a community activist, worker in the public housing, and she is a fight liaison for construction workers. Her son was taken from her in 2015. As a result, she has limited her performances as Harriet Tubman in our schools, but she has wrote and produced plays. One of her greatest legacies is that she is the creator of the cultural Pan-African flag on the poles in Bayview Hunters Point in District 10. The red, the black, the green, and now the gold is a symbolic symbol of the wealth of the people, the indigenous people. The minerals in gold is the color that she has added to the poles that represents our Pan-African knowledge. She had the poles done with one of our district leaders, Malia Cohen, to represent and acknowledge Black mothers, Black men murdered, and the Black families. She is what we call a cultural and spiritual woman of San Francisco. Welcome to the show.
All right. With that being said, that is our guest for tonight. We're going to go ahead and start with brother Russell and brother Hughes, and then we will bring up the other guests tonight. Just want to say, wow, phenomenal stuff. I know you all are doing a lot. And today is an opportunity again. I know, Russell, this is your second time coming back on. I know you're part of this both sides of the conversation. I'm a man of my word. I told you, brother. You can come on anytime you want. This is a community platform. And I know you have some phenomenal things you want to talk about that you all have upcoming. So want to just go ahead and open it up to both of you. Please let community know what you all are doing, how you impacting the community, some of the upcoming things that you all have in the future, and how people could get connected with you. And I'm gonna just leave both y'all up here. I ain't gonna move y'all. We just gonna stay right here and we gonna just do it like this.
Appreciate you.
Right on, man. Thank you for having us. Definitely appreciate being here. And anytime you need me, man, I'm ready. I'm ready.
No, I appreciate you having us here tonight too, good brother. You know, we're excited to share this information and what we're trying to do to impact and help the community. Be it that my brother's a former point guard, I'm gonna let him take the lead and start tonight.
Oh, see, I should have passed it back to you for the open shot. Now, I don't think the Black community gets enough credit for how tight knit the Black community really is, and I met Brother Walter where we working on 7 years ago now, something like that. And just someone just been connected to right away, hit it off right away. And we've been talking for years about just impacting our community, helping our community. And had an opportunity during the pandemic when things kind of slowed down. If you're a true hustler, then you started working more. So he and I started working and doing more stuff. And the conversation just came about like, yo, let's do something together. And we and I'll let you get into the details of what we're trying to do, Walt. But just had an opportunity last year to really talk things out and try to figure out how we want to impact the community, how we want to support the community. And I'll let you tell more about what we're trying to do.
No, absolutely, man. Through tragedy comes triumph, and I think LyRyan been through a lot in his life. I've been through a lot in my life. I'm a San Francisco native. I'm a father of 5, right? 1 daughter and 4 beautiful boys. And just seeing the world that they're living in. And I've worked with some organizations and programs and things kind of, some things were great and valuable, got a lot of experience, but I felt the need to do a little more. LyRyan was working and doing the things that he was doing, and we kept connecting. And for whatever reasons, those things we were doing, I call it tragedy, call it triumph, but we overcome those situations that came together. We're also working with Mary Rivers, who's been through a lot, has a ton of skills, and we come together to really just serve the community. God really brought us together, and our relationship has blossomed since then. And it's beautiful to see when a community could come together and what that looks like. I'm all about the village, right? Building a village, being a village. It takes a village. We need one another. And so we started a program called Serving Families Citywide. And that's really what we have the heart to do. We really want to build unity in our community, right? You can't have community without unity. And so we want to reach out and impact the lives of some young adults or young people, transitional age youth, that age 14 to your early 20s, and really grab them and grasp them and give them some tangible skills that they could take out into the world. So we're gonna have a job readiness program for them, teach them some things that they can use now for internships, or if they want to, have summer jobs, give them some skills in that area. We're gonna teach them financial literacy so that they know what to do with the money that they get, not only now, but in the future. They have a baseline understanding of some personal financial concepts. And then we're also gonna build life skills into it. And one of the things that I'm super excited about, I know LyRyan is as well, is we're taking these young people back into the community to build that bridge of unity. So imagine taking a group of young people. Think about this. We know what's going on in the media right now. Asians in this city, in the region, in the nation, I feel like they're under attack. Imagine if we take a group of young people into the community to go serve an Asian family. And they got young brothers and young sisters that look like some of the individuals causing the crimes that that the media wants to portray, right? We take these young people into the community, serve these families. Now you're building bridges of community. That's Miss Such and Such house. We came over there and cleaned out her backyard, or we helped organize her garage, or we painted her home for her. What does that do for the community, right? What does that do? And then to have a heart to serve. Now, if I know me, if I come and I help to paint a house, I'm not gonna let nobody graffiti that house, right? I'm gonna protect it. Hey, now I have some invested interests, So we're excited to really start to build this thing and really give these young people some things that they need. We're gonna serve them and their family as well. If their family has needs, one thing LyRyan and I talk about, I love, we have kind of the same heartbeat as along with Mary. There's so many organizations, there's so many programs out there. We don't want to be the number one this or that. We want to be a bridge to other partnerships, community partners that are out there. So if there's an organization, like my brother Kaim Baker with The City Eats, if there's people that want to go and serve and feed the community, by all means, we're going to be a bridge. We'll have our young people go and work with them because they're doing a great job there. And in our community, I think we need to do that, on a personal level more. We need to represent each other more. We need to uplift each other more. And we need to start teaching these young people how to do that. Even this community program, right? I sat on the board for Code Tenderloin. I don't know if you know about that program, but there's an impactful program. Dale Seymour, I just got off the phone with him. I talked to one of my best friends. He's older than both my parents. He hates it when I say it that way, but he's one of my best friends. So, right, they're doing great work in the community. We want to build them up. We want to send people in their direction, right? And there's no reason. There's a lot of resources out there. We don't need to fight over resource. It's abundance out there. It's not scarcity. And so we want to lead by example in all those areas, so that's a lot. That's really what it is that we're trying to, get out here and do. LyRyan, you want to add anything to that?
No, that was spot on. I think just, and both Walter and I are huge sports fans, and we play sports. We play team sports, I should say that, be a little bit more specific, because in team sports, you need everybody to win. And I know some people don't get the same playing time as others, but whoever's on your team, you want to see everybody shine, and the most successful teams win. So I think with our nonprofit, bringing everybody into the fold, we want to see everybody win, and we need to work together to do it. So, Walter was spot on with highlighting some other nonprofits and bringing them in to the work that we do, working with our youth. It's definitely not like these are our kids. These are only our projects. We want to share with everybody, man. And I think if we can show as a community, the entire city of San Francisco working together, man, you know how powerful that is. That makes national news, that makes world news, and hopefully we could be a blueprint to how things should be in each city around the United States, and kind of change the narrative on how people view the Black community. We're not only helping our own community, we want to help the Asian population. We want to help Pacific Islanders, the Latinx community. We want to be helpful for everybody. So we're not just trying to be a selfish entity and want all the credit for everything. You don't get nowhere like that. So, it definitely takes a village, and we want to put that out for everybody to utilize and win. We just want to see people win, man. That's all it is. We want to see everybody shine.
Wow, phenomenal. But you got to say both sides of the conversation news. We going to be the headliners now.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Absolutely.
I'm just giving you guys a hard time. Now, I really appreciate what you all doing, because, again, it takes everybody, and it's just good to have some more males a part of this movement. And I see Mary out there. I love Mary to death, and I'm a tell her, though. I see that Green Bay Packers. Right. I know we 49er fans over here, so we gonna love you. But football season, we gonna have some fun conversations in the future.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. But we all sports here today. So I'll be giving Mary some mess throughout the year when it comes to the football season. But I think you highlighted some phenomenal people. And yeah, shout out to the City Eats. We out there with Brother Kaim serving the community the first Saturday of every month. And, shout out to Dale and them down there at Code Tenderloin, him and Elgin Rose. They've been on the show doing great work. And, again, it's a lot of things that need to be dealt with here in the city. And it is nice to see organizations coming together, using these think tanks, having an opportunity to get information out to the community. Because, again, it takes a village. And everybody's not going to get it. And, I mean, the services that you guys are going to be, providing and trying to go after to do, I think this is a must need, especially in our Black and brown community when you're talking about financial literacy and things of that nature, because here at both sides of the conversation, that's what we believe in. And that's what we always promoting and pushing. But to see some more brothers out there doing it, again, there's going to be kids that I'm not going to be able to reach. You're going to be able to reach. And that's how we have to have this mentality. It's not about one individual organization, one entity. It's about all of us collectively working together and using our resources to help better our community as a whole. So, having you all combined together and with Mary, I know that there's going to be some phenomenal stuff coming out, and here at both sides of the conversation, whatever we can do to support, collaborate, is all good. But, coming up with that ideal, and I know you're saying citywide, What is those services going to look like to commuting? Maybe there's somebody out there watching. I know the number is up and the website, how to get connected. But what is it going to look like if you guys could talk to community as we come out of this pandemic and now people are being back? I know a lot of stuff's been going on with Zoom and things behind the scene because of the pandemic. But what does those services look like in the different community? Are you guys going to set up hubs? Are you going to be remote? What does that look like for community that want to go ahead and jump in and support?
Yeah, so right now, as you said, everything's kind of virtual. So our cohort for the young people, we're going to be doing that virtually now and hopefully transition into some type of hybrid or in-person in the very near future. As far as the outreach, and they could go to our website. Our website is under construction right this moment. It should be up very soon. But if they go to the website, they can apply for the cohort, and also individuals that are looking for services for our outreach when we go into the community. They can also go to the website and just apply. So like some of the things we're doing right now we're painting homes in the community. So we have a list of families that we're already going to serve, and literally, for the family to be able to have their homes painted in our community. Sometimes people are losing homes because they can't keep up with the maintenance in the homes, right? People can't refinance the homes because the equity isn't enough. Well, when you give the home a facelift, you're empowering them, on so many levels, right? And so beyond that, we got other services that we're gonna be rolling out, right after that, but that's going to be the first part of it. So the website really, and we also have our Instagram tag, which I should have put up as well. So you can find us on Serving Families Citywide on Instagram as well. So there's multiple ways to connect.
Yeah, and just beautifying our communities is something I think that is more impactful than, I'm gonna say it, than putting a train system that goes through Bayview Hunters Point. Like thinking that's the way that you beautify a neighborhood is by putting a rail system in. That's not what we're trying to do. But it feels good. You come in and coming home from work or a long day, like, man, coming back to my beautiful house that God blessed me with. And then hopefully that triggers other people in the community. Be like, hey, can I have my house painted? We need assistance with this. And we're looking for more funding. We don't want this to be of any cost to any families. So the families that we're working with and businesses that we're working with to repaint their homes and businesses, it's no charge to them. And that's taking care of the community, because those, you can get different bids for it. Brother John, we're going to call you in for a few of these too. I know your background too. So, we're going to call you in, and make sure that you get paid and taken care of too, so we want to definitely, have the contractors there that can do it. And we highlight their businesses. So, just the helping community goes on and on, because it's not just helping the families, but, we can get some contractors, some more business, and show what their work looks like. So, they can put it on their website, or people driving by, like, hey, I painted this home, or I painted these two homes right here. And this is some of my work. So that can bring more income to them. But yeah, we trying to make this team, man, to where everybody's working together. And I think that's the best thing that can happen. And also with the youth, sometimes you don't appreciate your community like you should. But when you have some investment into a community where you're actually going in and doing work, you're gonna care some more about what happens in your community, because it's like, hey, I'm trying to help my community by, moving trash or helping these homes, helping the elderly out. We're taking groceries to the families that need it. You have some more investment in your community when you have these type of acts that are going on. And, we just want to make sure that we get everybody included in this. And the more people we got, the more we can take care of our neighborhoods. And I think that's something that's special, because San Francisco got to a point where nobody could afford to buy a home in there. So if we can try to keep some of these brown and black communities and members in San Francisco and keeping their homes, I think that's super impactful, and hopefully we can get some more Black and brown people to move back into the city and be homeowners on top of that.
And look at Mary. You know she's a real Packer fan. She's quarterbacking for y'all. She making sure the information get up there. That's what teamwork's all about. You know, uplifting and supporting each other. I'm just proud of you guys coming together, because I think this is important. And I know, LyRyan, you see a lot of the stuff that I do, and I'm part of that movement of kings supporting kings, queens supporting queens, and then our kings and queens supporting each other. And I think every time that we get an opportunity, because that's what we believe here at both sides of the conversation, is trying to change this narrative of what Black men and women, how we interact and how we deal with each other when it comes to business or just in the community. And I think the more times that we see Black men working together, Black women working together, and community working together, I think is very powerful. Because again, it's so many taboo conversations that happen about us. There's so many stigma conversations. We can't work together. We can't get along. And I think it's good to see two individuals coming together, brothers coming together and working with community, having Mary come in and having a team. And it's all about the community. And I just want people to remember this work that we're doing to bless our people is always for the community. And way to go, to paint the houses, make our community better. I think that's what we have to do, because so many times people come to our community and purposely dump trash and different things to help ruin our community. And sometimes, like you said, with this pandemic, financially, our community's been hit the hardest when it comes to job loss, when it comes to this equity, financial equity gaps. And just having you brothers to be able to pull up and paint a house and do something could definitely make a difference and put a smile on the family face to feel like they have a home. So just proud of y'all efforts. And yeah, definitely I'll get out there. I'm a manly man. I'm into that construction work. I don't have a problem with getting out there with y'all, man, slinging some paint. I ain't scared of no brushes, man. I had to paint a lot of stuff coming up, save a few dollars. But definitely let me know. Moving forward, any digital flyers or any information that you guys need us to get out to the community, we'll definitely get it out on all our social media handles, because that's what it's about, supporting each other and doing the work to bless our community, because our community needs it so bad, especially in these times. We've been impacted across the board. So just to have another organization coming through, blessing the community is always a blessing. So with that being said, if you have anything else, you guys could go ahead. If not, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next hidden gem for night. But I'll give you guys a last outgoing if it's something you want to get out there, and then I'll reach out to you guys. LyRyan, send me a message so we could connect about this Sunday.
Okay, absolutely.
I just want to say this. Our foundation is God, right? The universe, the creator, however you like to label it. We call him God. And we usually end with a prayer, brother. I just want to send a blessing to both sides of the conversation, man. The work that you're doing, man, I just hope that it continues to just have impact and far reach, because it's a blessing to have brothers like you being a voice for other individuals in the community. So I salute you for your work, good brother. I pray that God just continues to do that. The universe, the ancestors bless everything that you do, guide your directions and your steps, good brother. Appreciate you.
Man, appreciate y'all. I need it, man. I need all the prayers, community. I'm a one-man machine. They think I'm a robot. I'm like, I can't do it all. I know a lot of times I get a lot of calls. Community be upset. Everybody won't be at the event. I'm just a one-man machine. I can't get to everything, but I love community, and I definitely will make sure that I get out to support as many of the events that I can, because I love my people and I want to support them. And having this platform is really connecting our community. It brought you brothers here, brought Mary here. So again, thank you all for what you're doing. We're going to continue to pray and support you all as well to make sure that our young people in the community get blessed and appreciated by good brothers, because a lot of times, a lot of brothers get into this work and they don't understand what ethics is about and what integrity is about and being leaders. You get what I'm saying? Because leadership is real. And we got to walk the walk and talk the talk that we're doing, because our young people is watching us. And a lot of times people don't understand that. And we got to have more men leading, not straddling the fence. And again, thank you, brothers, for all you do. And we just go keep pushing forward, man, and supporting you guys in your efforts. And I just want to continue to walk up that mountain to get there. Different paths, but we'll meet there the same way, because that's what our ancestors did for us. They cut the pathway. Now we got to get up to the top of the hill and all meet there. And I'm just proud of you all for what you're doing, and looking forward to connecting with you all soon.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for having us. And
Salute.
Go Pack.
I'll be calling you during the football season, brother. You know, you already know it's not a gang over here. But I love what y'all doing, and we'll be in touch, and I'll be reaching out to you so we can connect for this Sunday, brother.
For sure. For sure.
All right.
All right. Have a good one, man. Thank you for having me.
All right. With that being said, we're going to bring up our sister Mikayla to talk about the phenomenal things that she's doing to impact our community. If you guys missed us, her bio was read early, but we're going to go ahead and bring her up so she could talk to the community about the things that she's doing to help impact our community. And she's doing special work. And I think this work is very important and needs to be highlighted. And we're just blessed to have you here today, sister. And we support you for the things that you're doing to impact our community. So go ahead and introduce yourself to the community. Tell them what you're doing, what you're involved with, and let community know how they could get behind your movement and support as well. Unmute yourself. Uh-oh, did you unmute? Unmute yourself.
My name is Mikayla Johnson. For me, I actually work with people on the autism spectrum. I've been doing this work for, I would say, it's been about 2 years now. For me, what inspired me is just being able to help others. I believe that all people on the autism spectrum can express themselves in their own way, whether it's through rap, poetry, hip hop, dancing, art, ceramics, painting, coloring, drawing. And I'm also getting ready to start my own nonprofit organization. For this organization, my target clientele will be people on the autism spectrum who are between the ages of 25 to 65. And that's it.
All right, great information. You know, a lot of people in the community don't understand, you know, the importance of the work that you're doing. You know, autism is a big thing that impact our community. So did you want to kind of speak to community, kind of educate them about this autism things and ways that they can support and the efforts that you're trying to do? I mean, I think it's phenomenal that you're starting a nonprofit to highlight, you know, those services. But if you want to just kind of talk to a little bit about community and let them know, you know, what does that look like and how could they support and how can we be as a community supportive, compassionate, and have humility for people who you know, deal with autism and things of that nature, because I think sometimes this conversation is not talked about. I know in the future we're going to have some conversations about it, and you know, happy to definitely talk with you earlier about it to really highlight this and make that awareness to community. But yeah, if you want to speak to that and just kind of let community know a little bit.
Right. One thing people need to be aware of is not everyone on the autism spectrum is the same. Like even though we all have different ways of communicating, we still can show love and empathy towards other people. So what I'm trying to say is don't try to like judge us and think that we are weak, because we're really not weak. We are actually strong in our own way.
Wow, powerful, powerful. Yeah, definitely. We're going to continue to have these conversations and make sure that we support our community. You know, here at both sides of the conversation, we definitely want to make sure that we support all of our communities. We had a conversation a few weeks ago with our community, our disabled community, talking about some of the struggles and the things that they had. And we're going to have a further conversation about a lot of these different disabilities and things that take, you know, toll in our community. And sometimes our community just don't have the awareness or the education to understand. And I'm just glad that you was able to just let community know. And it is a lot about humility, compassion, and being patient and working with our people that deal with autism. And it's a lot of community families and children that are impacted by autism. And we definitely need our community to understand and to really know how to support and be there and uplift that community. So thank you for speaking to that. And then if there's anything else that you really wanted to get out, I know there's a lot of things that you're going to be doing upcoming in the future. But if it was any other things you wanted to talk about or highlight,
I've actually worked with children who are on the autism spectrum, and my first job I've done was a behavior technician, and then after that I became a respite care provider. So by doing these two different jobs, I have gotten to see different experiences in terms of one, how the children interact with the adult, especially when the adult is already on the autism spectrum. They show more respect and more love for the adult when they are similar to them.
Wow, very powerful stuff. Well, I know I talked to you earlier about some of the things that we're going to be putting up. I would love to have you come back because I know you do poetry, and as we start putting our programming together, I would love to have you come on and do some poetry stuff with us and some spoken words. I think that would be very powerful. So, we'll be reaching out and staying connected
Now,
with
one
you.
of the issues I am coming up with is figuring out the name for the nonprofit. So I do have an Instagram account. So if any people wanna follow me and chat and try to at least give me suggestions for a name, and then I'll just figure it out from there.
Definitely, we'll get the information out to community and make sure that we support you, and I want to help as well. That you have me thinking now. It's on the fly, but I'll think of some stuff because definitely it should be something that's going to impact that community, and I think we'll reach out to you. We'll definitely help with that. And get something there so that you could get started. And any support that we could do here at both sides of the conversation to support you, we will. And don't feel like you can't reach out to us to get the support. We will definitely have our team reach out to you and make sure if there's anything. Oh, and look at Mary. See, Mary's a true blessing. And even Miss Mary said she will reach out any support you need. This is what community looks like. And, this is what I'm talking about. That's why this platform is so powerful because when we campaign to do things in solidarity, this is what solidarity looks like. And we just want to wrap our arms around you and let you know that we are here as a community and we will do everything that we can in our power to help support you and your endeavors. And don't be afraid to reach out to us, and we'll reach out to our network of people for whatever you need.
One of the things I do, my organization will believe in is love and respect for everyone. No judgment.
That's right. I agree with you on that. Love and respect. I think that's powerful. And no judgment, because sometimes in our community we can be very judgmental, and we got to do a better job. And I like that. That should be your slogan. Love and support. That's your slogan right there. Love and support and no judgment. That's gonna be your slogan right there. That's powerful. But just want to say, thank you for coming on tonight, sharing what you're going to be doing here in the future with community. We're going to get this information out to the community and make sure that our community know what you're doing. And we're going to wrap our arms around you and make sure that we support and uplift the work that you're doing. And I know Mary's already saying she's in. I'm sure some other people, whatever you need, we'll get our resources to you to help you through that process and get through so that you can impact our community and impact our community that are dealing with autism, and also educating community so that we can also walk in solidarity with you all to make sure that you're supported.
And also for my Instagram followers, be looking forward to future videos that I will be doing on Instagram, discussing like topics around autism spectrum and a few other things.
All right, all right. So you all heard her Instagram is up here. Check her out. We'll keep putting the information out there. Thank you, sister, for coming on tonight. You are one of our hidden gems. But now after tonight, you're not hidden. Now people are going to be reaching out to you. They're going to be calling. Mary already said she's there. So just know we're going to be supporting you and your efforts. So people in the community will now be coming out to reach out to you because now you're not hidden. We all know who you are, and we're going to support you, sister. All right. Well, thank you very much. We're going to go ahead and bring in our sister queen, and thank you, and we'll be reaching out to you. All right. So now we're going to bring up a special sister that I got to spend time with her and talk with her this weekend. Powerful sister. How you doing, queen? How you feeling tonight?
I'm doing worthy in yourself, John. How you doing?
I'm blessed. I can't complain. I'm up. I'm here with you. I'm in space with good brothers like Walter. We here, and I'm just blessed. And I know you have a powerful story. I know you're doing some
Oh
business things.
man.
So we wanted to highlight you because we don't never want our people in our community to feel like we don't support them or we don't love them because that's a lot of times we get that knock that the brothers don't support the sisters and things of that nature. And I wanted to make sure that we highlight you here on this platform and appreciate the things that you do and your resilience, fighting for our people. And it's a tough job, and then to have the strength that you have to lose a child to violence in the community. And that was one of the things that you said to me that I always remember and highlight about this support is all the time, and this is the solidarity thing that I keep talking about to
Thank
community.
you.
Solidarity looks like 7 days a week, 365 days a year for all issues, and we can't just
I
wait
know that.
to show support during the times of our funeral arrangements and things of that. It's all the time to uplift you. So just happy to have you here, but want to go ahead and introduce you to the community for people who might not know you. And you could talk a little bit about what you have going on and some of the movements and some of the things that you're doing to help impact our community.
Well, thank you so much, John. I really do appreciate you and the time that we spent together, acknowledging from the heart, Maika, my girl, who, she called me and said, Sal, I want to acknowledge you as a mother who have lost a child in this community. And I appreciated it, the fact that she did. I went there because I know that she's doing the work. I'm really here, to be very honest. I'm here to support y'all. I'm just going to give it to you straight. I'm here to support y'all because I appreciate how the young generation is moving forward. I appreciate how you're going forward. I have the utmost respect for the young men that you had on earlier, just to show forth of how our Black brothers, have the capability of working together, because we're so stereotyped that we are always doing the negative element. And you, next generation, is showing forth that who we really are. And it's truly an inspiration to myself. I'm not here, I love life and life more abundantly. I'm blessed. I'm of the Hebrew cultural community in San Francisco, California. We're located in Bayview, Hunters Point. Just want to make a correction. I live in Bayview, Hunters Point. I've been there for about 17 years, even though I started in Fillmore with Lefty Gordon, which is at Elohia Hutch. That's where my abolitionist work started, here in San Francisco. And with Richard Brown, the San Francisco aide. And so I did start in Fillmore, but however, I've been in Bayview Hunters Point for about 17, 18 years. I'm an abolitionist. I'm a social justice fighter for equality, for human rights, for all humanity, not just one particular race of people. However, I am in the knowledge of the to know that a time has risen where we have to really and truly fight for our people in a different manner than the way we have been fighting, because we are the last on the totem pole and something needs to be done about it. It's a great disrespect going on in this country now concerning the commonly called African American people. And as you know, as knowledge is truly vast, we are now hearing that we are the present day Hebrews. And many many other cultures know, but we are always the last to know. And so since this is now time for knowledge to go forward, we need to know that we are the present Hebrew nation of people. And that means man and female in brews of colors. Male and female, we come in brews of colors. Every nationality and culture and classification, they have their own nationality and classification. We are the only nation of people who don't have our own classification and our own identification. Why is that? If you notice in San Francisco that there is Chinatown, they acknowledge Chinatown. If you notice that they have Japantown, they have Mission District for the Latino community, and also they have Little Italy for the Italians. But why is it that we always have to explain ourselves when it comes to identifying with our culture? Why is it always an explanation? Why is it always explaining? Why is it? I'm a very direct person. I have to give it to you straight, because I have came to the point after fighting for almost 32 years in San Francisco, and actually, I'm gonna be very straight, not seeing anything done. So I have to bring the directness to the table. The bottom line is that we have to always explain ourselves as a nation of people, and we shouldn't have to do that. We are always the race of people that's always trying to say that we embrace every culture. But if you notice that the other cultures, and I have to be very honest, they're not embracing us. I have to say, I have to be very direct. We're not getting help. We have to honestly say, we're not getting help from the other cultures. We're not. I don't see it. We're not getting help from the other cultures. You know, no one, I don't hear anyone really getting up and really explaining and really trying to. There's a few out there to say, representing what's going on with us now being framed as we are targeting the Chinese community. That's a great disrespect as far as a mass. There's bad apples in every culture, but to say that the whole Black nation of people have targeted the Chinese community and that are murdering them on a mass level and beating them on a mass level, that is not true. The majority of the Black women, we are the main ones that have supported the Chinese community. We have supported their nail salons. We have supported their beauty salons by buying. We are the main ones that buy all the hair, all the weave. Let us speak the truth about the situation. We are the ones, the Black nation of people, especially the women, that are the ones that are paying their mortgages. We have to speak the truth. We are the ones that are paying for their education. We are the ones that are paying for their cars. We are the ones that is even helping them over in China. And so for it not to be spoken, that's why I have a problem. I realize after us being framed to say that we as a nation of people who have never hurt anyone as far as a whole, it is now the time for someone to have the courage to speak the truth about the situation. And I have to speak the truth. The Black nation of people, we have no sanctuary. We have absolutely nowhere to go. If you notice, there's always a comforter to be able to come and help every culture but the Black race of people. All the majority of the Black young men that have been murdered in this country, we have never heard an outcry for a state of emergency. We have never. Our Black boys are being murdered on a daily. Now in Baby Hunters Point, myself had done in Baby Hunters Point, I had the cultural African pose, put the flags, the beautiful red, the beautiful black, the green, and the gold. The gold was just put on just in April, but I went to Malia Coins. I'm gonna tell the history and her story, because I think it needs to go forward of actually what's going on in this city when it has to do with our cultural and our birthright, our cultural heritage and our birthright. I went to Malia Coins about 5 years ago, even though my son was murdered. Yalani Chinya Marinde, the San Francisco quadruple homicide. 4 young Black men were shot to death in Hayes Valley. My son was the young man who was on his half-an-hour lunch break working at Benihana's Japanese restaurant. He saw a friend who he knew from childhood about 9:30 p.m. and asked for a ride to help him go back to work. They made one stop. He got into the car at 9:45. At 10 o'clock, it was all 4 of those boys were shot to death. It was 4 shooters. He was 19 years of age. Yalani Chinya Marinde, Harif Achan, David Saucer, and Emmanuel Neal. So I went to Malia Coins and I said, Malia, I said, I've been living in Baby Hunters Point for 12 years at that time. And I said to her, all I ever saw was yellow tape. And even though I've been fighting for my people and for humanity for over 30-some years in San Francisco, I never asked the city for anything. I said, Malia, what I would like to do, I said, because at the time, it was the former mayor, Ed Lee. Former Mayor Ed Lee have always seen me fighting for this community. Even the Vice President, Kamala Harris, they have seen me fighting in this community for many, many years. And I noticed when my son was murdered, and I always showed him the utmost respect. I never received a phone call from the former mayor, Ed Lee. But when the Caucasian woman, Katie Steiner, was murdered at the wharf in San Francisco by a Latino, said that he had ended up getting a police officer's guns. They solved that case with the quickness. They solved that case. Katie Steiner was murdered on July 1st, 2015. My son Yalani Chinyamarinde and the 4 young men were murdered on January the 9th, 2015. Katie Steiner case is now signed, sealed, and delivered. Her case is over. Here it is. My son and the 4 young men were murdered 6 months before hers, and we still have not received a court date. So it's obvious to the injustice that we are living in this country today. And on May 11, 2021, myself still have not received a court date, even though myself fought for an arrest. What I want to say is that I went to the Board of Supervisors because former Mayor Ed Lee, he made an announcement to the world, and he said that a woman, Katie Steiner, a Caucasian, she was murdered on San Francisco streets, and they were going to acknowledge her with this big plaque or something. They was going to let the world know that they were going to solve the case. And I said to myself, I've been fighting for this community for over 30 years. And former Mayor Ed Lee, he never gave not one of those Black mothers out of the 4 quadruple, not one phone call. And so when I went to Malia, I said, Malia, I said, I want to acknowledge the Black mothers whose children who've been murdered in this country for generations. I said, not only do I want to acknowledge the Black mothers, I said, I also want to acknowledge the Black families. And I said to her, not only do I want to acknowledge the Black mothers, not only do I want to acknowledge the Black families, because I wanted them to know that myself understand. Losing a child is a terrible blow to the psyche, and it's the most greatest pain that the mind can conceive, and I would never want it on anyone. However, I want you to know that I was fighting for my people before my son was murdered, and I never asked the city for anything. Malia said she would grant it. I said, and not only because of those reasons, because of the mothers, because of the 4, and because of the families, I said, I want to acknowledge that we come from the continent of Africa. We were kidnapped and brought to this country as slaves. And I want to bring our indigenous culture to San Francisco. And she said, well, what colors do you want, Sala? Her assistant called me and I told her I want red, black, green, and gold. Now, it was been up there since about 4.5 years now. Malia Coins did not put the black, red, green, and gold together. She put 3 colors. She put the black, red, and green. And I said to Malia, I said, you're missing one color. I said, you are missing gold because gold is my son's color. I said, he is from the seed of Zimbabwe, Africa. And if it had not been for my son murdered and those 4 Black Hebrew boys, and you call them African Americans or Black or whatever, Afro and Negro and of color, you see, we the only one that they got to come up with so many names because they don't want you to know who you are. And I said, now why did you not keep the gold? And she said these words. She said, well, I want to acknowledge Marcus Garvey. And I said to Malia, but Marcus Garvey don't give birth to children. That was not the reason that I requested that those polls be done. I said, first and foremost, I want to acknowledge the Black mothers, which this country have not acknowledged, the Black mothers whose children are being murdered on the streets. Many of these killings that are happening within the community and police violence, even the unfortunate ones that don't have a camera, but the main ones that are acknowledged, they had to be on camera. I said, what about those mothers and Black families that's not seen on the camera and that's happening every day on these streets? Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm moving along. I'm moving along here.
All right.
And I knew that I knew that a time would arise. That was a great disrespect not to put my son colors, because if it had not been for his life taken, it wouldn't have been brought to San Francisco. And I have not seen it done anywhere in the United States of America to my eyes. And I said that I knew my work wasn't done. And I said, I knew my work was not done. I knew that I was going to have my son the gold put on there that symbolizes our wealth. It symbolizes our prosperity. It symbolizes that we from the mineral and the spiritual kingdom. It symbolizes who we are as a nation of people and the wealth of who we are and unified. And we are the greatest on earth. And it's time for that indigenous thought, because I had an understanding. Marcus Garvey is in America. You don't want to take it back to the root from which it came. But we came from the root. Before it was Marcus Garvey, before it was anyone in America, we came from the ancients. And it says in the manuscript that we must go back to the old path. And the time is now. I received a phone call. It was done in April, and it was through by way of President District 10 Board of Supervisor Shaman Walton. I had asked him when he had took the seat. I said, Shaman, there's one color missing. I need you. He said it wouldn't be no problem, and he didn't give me no problem. I said, my son, his birthday is in April. The Mayor London Breed made April the 19th, celebrating Africa and America Day, my son's birthday, and to acknowledge that those 4 young men had been taken. So she acknowledged my request and made April the 19th. And Shaman Watson granted that that color gold could be put on that pole this April, and they did it. And I appreciate the Department of Works, a young man, Alex, I think that's his name. He told me he had those poles done in 2 weeks, but I'm gonna move on. I received a phone call on last Saturday, and I received a phone call from someone who's in Bayview, and he said that he's been getting over 100 Instagrams and phone calls and said, I have disrespected. By putting gold on those poles, I have disrespected Marcus Garvey. And that's what people in West Oakland is saying, because evidently they have something to do with the Marcus Garvey movement. And I said, excuse me? He said, why is the gold on top of the red, black, and green? I said, is there a special order? Because originally, those poles were never meant for Marcus Garvey. So it really doesn't matter where it goes. But when anyone look at those poles, they know that it is ancient Africa. Because when they was first put on, people came to me and said, Salah, a color is missing. One woman told me, she said, I crochet. And she said, I know the colors of the African colors, and gold is missing. So that was a testimony for me to let me know it wasn't my own personality, that I knew that a color was missing. Because I knew one thing for sure. I know that they did not want that gold to go on at the beginning when it was first instructed what the colors were. You know why? Because the gold, the black and the red and green all together symbolizes the Shaka Zulus, the Enche Asante royal stools. It symbolizes our ancestors. It symbolizes our power. It symbolizes our might. It symbolizes our strength and how we rose and we was together and how we're able to move mountains with our mind, our soul, our heart, and our being is greater than an American. And they knew it. Because now I have never received so many responses over a gold color. It's not about the gold. They were saying, well, does it identify with, before the gold, they said, well, does it identify with the Latinos? The question was asked. And not many people really responded. Why? Because you couldn't hardly see them. But when that gold was put on the poles, it has started a movement in the spiritual realm that people are asking questions. And I said, if this is what it takes, a misunderstanding to who we are as a Hebrew Black nation of people, then so be it. So be it. Because I know for a surety, sometimes they say be careful what you pray for because you just might get it. You never know where the answer is going to come. I didn't know that the answer would start this, if you want to talk about a movement or a revolution, from somebody having a misunderstanding to the color. Because it's saying something. It's saying that it identifies with ourselves. Now, many of our people might say, but we're not from Africa. It's time for y'all to start rethinking here. It's time for us to start taking it back home. It's time for us to start saying why you don't want to identify with who you are, indigenous. You call yourself an African American, don't you? You call yourself an African American. See, why do we always have to explain ourselves when it comes to who we are?
Are you there? Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you see me?
Yeah, we can see you. We can see you.
Okay, I can't see you. I'm going to try to see. Hold on. Well, I'm going to speak then. That's okay. Why do we always have to explain ourselves concerning who we are? Hold on. I can't see. What happened?
Wow, powerful stuff. Queen Shala, just want to say, powerful stuff, man. Passionate. A lot of people don't understand the things that goes on in the community. Hear both sides of the conversation. That's what it's about. Having both sides of the conversation and having these tough conversations. She's advocating for the community. We just sorry and condolences to her loss of her child and community. These situations when we lose our loved ones to violence in our community becomes a very passionate conversation. And I know sometimes some of our allies and different people who come into the community don't understand the pain and that our families go through. And she's speaking from passion, love from her heart. And she's back now. We'll get her up here. But yeah, we're just going to continue to support her and understand that she's fighting for community. And you all see her passion and her love, to her child and to the community, and we appreciate it. And I'm glad she's back to finish up as we get ready to wrap up. But this is real, and that's what we're gonna continue to do here. Is we're gonna stay authentic. We're gonna support our queens and kings of the community, and we don't always have to agree in our community. But I definitely want to give a big shout out to our board president, Shaman Walton of District 10, to our mayor, as she said, because we have to get behind and support the community in all ways. And I'm just, happy that Shaman was able to make that happen with the mayor, get these things rectified and fixed, and get our mothers and our families, that support of those apologies and those phone calls, because that means a lot. And it's disappointing to hear that the first time around, those phone calls didn't come from our previous mayor. But again, it took time, but here we go, full circle around, and the things happen. So thanks to Shaman and to the mayor, and we'll go ahead and let Queen Shala finish up, man. Powerful stuff, sister, and your activism and doing the things that you need to do for our community and support and standing up. Just appreciate you. But I'm gonna go ahead and let you finish. We got to get ready to wrap up soon, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and finish. Sorry your phone broke up, but powerful stuff.
Well, just thank you, and it's real. This is not passion. This is the substance of really what we need to be addressing, because we as a nation of people, we are being disrespected all across the board. 50 million now reparations has went to the Chinese community, and here we're still begging. No offense, but still begging for our reparations. And I'm not against the Chinese as far as receiving whatever is meant for them. I'm, as y'all say from the streets, I'm not no player hater. I'm happy whatever wealth come in any direction for any culture. But to leave us out, now that's the issue. To continue to leave us out. When are we going to have the men and women of courage to stand up and fight? We say that we are embracing other people's, no offense, other people's cultures and helping them, but the mothers need somebody to come and assist them. I have not heard nobody say, with all the murders of the black mothers, that somebody's going to help come clean their backyard. I've never heard nobody say it. I've never heard nobody say that they're going to come help a black mother clean her house when she's depressed and traumatized. I ain't never heard nobody say that they looking out for the black mother. I ain't never heard nobody say, what do the black mothers need in this country? San Francisco does not have anything instanding effective that is going to the black mothers that are assisting them. The only time a black mother get any help is on a Christmas or a Mother's Day, and that's for everybody. And that needs to be dealt with. It needs to be dealt with. It's no funding in place to pass on to a mother when the fathers are taken from the children. If she can't work, she don't have no help. But when it comes to trust funds and other type of finances for police killings, there's plenty of money. But it's nothing for a black mother. And 80 to 85% of the black mothers in San Francisco and the United States of America, their cases is unsolved. We have some work to do in this country. We are the givers of life. We are the first to bring life unto this world. And how dare, no one has ever volunteered. And I have to just keep it real. Nobody is going. I have so many mothers that are suffering. So many that are suffering mentally and spiritually, physically. And I don't see anybody coming as a whole and embracing these mothers. See, the strength I have, it's because I'm raised of Hebrew culture, and I'm taught of my ancestors, and I'm taught who I am, and as I am, as the mother who I am, and where I come from, and my roots, and my roots as who I am as a black woman in a black nation. I'm taught to love myself, and I have my Hebrew culture community, Rico Omordri. We all family. We look out for one another. We're the village. We are the strength. Hard hitter Kareem Mayfield. We can go on and on. Yolanda Banks, Charlene Tyndall, mother just won the case, because we don't sit down, we don't lay down, we get up and we fight back. When are our people going to fight back? I'm saying to y'all, it's time to put on y'all boots. It's time for boots to the ground and start holding these cities and this country accountable for the way that they are treating you. You are not loved, and you don't have no allies. I don't care what you say. You can call on the Browns, you can call on the Blues, you can call on the Greens, the Oranges, and the Peas. You have no allies. So stop not speaking the truth to yourself. And one thing I am not going to do, as my Mikayla called me the mama of this community, I'm not going to lie to y'all. And this doesn't have anything to do with hatred. Stop bending down. Stop being a donkey's ass to these people. And that's the reason why you never get nothing, because you are being a donkey's ass.
All right.
Wake up. Stand up.
Y'all hear the call of action.
Fight back.
Y'all hear the call of
with
action.
With your mouth, with your spirit, with your soul. You ain't got to pick up no guns. But you better put everything aside right now. Whatever issues y'all got with each other, you better put it on a doggone back burner, because it's time to throw down.
Thank you, Queen. The call of action community is out there. You are hearing from a mother that is about the community. You can feel the pain. You can feel the hurt. You can feel the resilience. It's there. The call to action is there. We got to stick together. We got to stand up and do what's needed for our community. And it starts with all of us. Solidarity looks like it starts with us. And, we just appreciate you, Queen, coming on today, and powerful stuff. I mean, I'm moved. These type of conversations always move me, because it's the truth and it's real. And that's what we always do here, is keep it real. And again, we always tell people these conversations ain't always going to be the nice, sweet corporate conversations. We are talking to our community families. This is us. This is us. This is us. This is us. All I can say is this is us. And if you don't understand, you will never understand. But to our allies who do say that they're allies and they support, please understand this is real. This is real. This is the pain that you are hearing from a mother of a mother who lost her child, and the pain of what's going on to the people of our community in this country. And we will unite and we will stand together and we will continue to fight. There are a lot of efforts going on to help make that change and make that right in this country. And it starts with our leadership here in San Francisco, our mayor, Shaman, our president, and some of our elected officials across the city that are doing things to get money back into this community so that we can impact our families, so we can close the wealth disparity gaps in this city. We have a watchdog group with the Mega Black that is going to be making sure that these appropriate funds go to the community so that mothers like Queen Shala here gets the support. So when we are going through these trauma and these times that we losing our young people to violence in our community, that we get the mental health support, that we get the financial support. And then we got our brother Walter and LyRyan that was here today. Maybe we could go to Queen Shala house and paint her house red, black, and gold. You know what I'm saying?
No, y'all
That's
can go
what
to
this
my
is
girl
about.
ranch. Go to my girl my girl Yolanda Banks Reed, Charlene Tender mother who was shot in the back 3 times at the BART station. She got a beautiful cultural ranch. It's called Eam Beth. She take the children and we take the children from the city to the rural area. That's where we need help. Right now we trying to put up the pool. We want to put up the pool for the summer. We're taking children to the lake. That's how y'all can help us. Help us take care of that ranch. 5.5 acres. Help us with vans. Help us with sleeping bags. Help us with tents. Help us with help us with some of the men being there for these young boys. How they gonna tell us that we don't have no fathers for the boys when the police officers is killing all the fathers? So all of it is a lie. And I want to say, this is not just pain, baby. This is not accepting it, because I'm going to give credit where credit is due. One thing I can say about them Asians, they wasn't accepting it. They already got results. You know why they got results? Because they wasn't accepting the abuse. See, we accept it. We should be having pain. Not only should we be having pain, we should be outraged. Why do MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Dryers, why was they able to organize and get billions and billions of dollars? Because those Caucasian women got mad. But when it comes to Black women, no offense, brother, I got to give it to you straight. We in pain. And because we speaking up, hell no, we speaking up, mothers fight back, is because we ain't accepting it. We're not accepting this. My sister lost her son police violence, and she fought and she won multi-millions for Charlene Tindall. You better know it. And I fought for the arrest for shooters. It wasn't going to be arrest till 17 months. I went to London at that time, District 5, London Breed, before she was mayor. My son was murdered in her district, and I looked her in her eyes, and she asked me, what did I want? And I said to London Mayor, now Monday Lee, I said, what do you think I want? I said, I want you to make an arrest. They knew who killed my son the day of. And it was a year and 7 months and they didn't make arrest. Not on my watch. I put my hand up to my ears. I said, London Breed, you got 2 weeks. August the 6th, it was the beginning of July. I said, you got 2 weeks. August the 6th, 4 weeks. I said, if you don't make that arrest, I said, you better get on that phone. I did just like this to Mayor, and that's a true story. And I told her she better call Chief Sir. You better call the District Attorney, George Casson, and Mayor Elliott, whoever you want to call. I say, you got August the 6th. And if you don't make that arrest by August the 6th, I'm going to your little quaint community, London Breed, and I'm taking it all over. I said, that pole that my son died at, I said, I'm wrapping myself around that pole, and I'm bringing my whole army. And she knew I meant it. I got a phone call 2 weeks later saying, Miss Chandler, we are calling to inform you that an arrest have been made for the murder of your son, Yalani Chinyamurinde. They ain't gonna give you nothing. You got to go take it. You got to go fight for it. They ain't gonna give you nothing. If you ain't got it, you ain't gonna get it unless you fight for it. It would have been just another unsolved homicide.
Very powerful words. Very powerful words. Community. We got to stick together. We have to stick together, community. That's all I can say is we have to stick together. We have to love each other. We have to wrap our arms around our mothers and fathers of the community when they lose their children. And we got to do better as a community. And that's just what it is. And just keeping it real. It's very passionate. I know this is very emotional for some people, but it's the truth. And we're going to keep pushing the truth here at both sides of the conversation. And thanks to the community leaders, our elected officials who understand, who care, who have humility, have a compassion for our families and our mothers. This Mother's Day weekend was very powerful. A lot of mothers in our community has lost their children to violence. And I just want to say thank you again to From the Hearts to making our mothers feel comfortable,
Yes,
feeling loved
Maika,
and
that's my
appreciated.
girl, Maika. That's
So
my girl. And thank you, Shaman Walton, once again for being a man of your word. I appreciate that. But I'm going to tell y'all, I sent the letter to Mayor London Breed. I'm requesting to be the representative of the heritage, the African heritage of our own affairs when it comes to our own ancient, and they say African American Art and Cultural District. I'm the one made it happen. I went to the Board of Supervisors on February 2020 before COVID-19, and I made an announcement with Shaman and all the board, and they got all the minutes. And before all this broke out, it was myself and my people who stood by my side, and I made the announcement that I am the representative of the Black Lives Matter. Myself before any of this, and it didn't have nothing to do with money. It was the fact that I love my people. So anybody think that they gonna claim Black Lives Matter and you're a representative, I'm gonna say you are lying, and it ain't no truth in you. And it's all in the minutes. I am the representative of the Black Lives Matter movement in San Francisco. And if you don't have an understanding to that, if you're gonna take advantage of the African American Art and Cultural District and wrap politics around it, it's not gonna be a unified. It's gonna be the same thing over and over. It must be with a person who thinking it, walking it, talking it, breathing it, and understanding, most of all, those who genuinely love their people and not a dollar.
wow, powerful
Stop
stuff.
making mockery of.
Uh-oh. I think we lost Queen. Queen, I think we lost you.
And I'm watching you.
Okay.
You cannot once again do wrong by our culture. This is our time to be able to do right by our people. But we can't have everybody coming in and doing wrong because now money is given. It needs to be put into the hands of people who made it happen and who care. And that was me, and it's written on the books. I want everybody to know that. And I've been watching, and I hadn't said a word, but now it's time for me to come out because I need us to unify, not to be separated. I need us to unify and be able to make a movement in this country and in this city. We are the example. San Francisco is the head. They're watching everything we do.
Powerful stuff. Thank you, Queen. Oh, I think we lost you here. I think we lost you. It's okay. We gotta get ready to wrap up. I brought everybody up here. Tyler, every show we try to ask a question to community. I know it's getting late. Just want to thank you all, Walter, for coming back. I don't know if you lost service. But I think hearing Queen speak tonight is very powerful, and I think it's something that as all community we have to look in the mirror and face the truth of the things that's impacting our community, and we have to stand together in solidarity, our Black and Brown community. Again, to her point, we just had a 5-year-old young man in our community that was racially profiled, at a San Francisco Safeway.
Mm-hmm.
And not to see our community, our Black and Brown community, show up and support was very, very disheartening. And again, I take full leadership as a head of an organization. I didn't get the information until late, but again, accountability starts with leadership, and we got to do a better job. And I'm going to continue to work to unify our community. I'm reaching out to different software developers so that we can have a way to communicate within our community, so that we can engage, so that when things are happening in our community, when our mothers are dealing with violent situations, when they're having to deal with victims of circumstances, that we have a way that we can connect when issues are happening in our community, when our young people are being arrested and harassed by police in our community. We have a way to connect so that community could be there in support. So we're going to do our part here at both sides of the conversation. We're going to continue to need community support. I mean, to create these things, it costs a lot of money. And we appreciate the community that's been donating and doing things to support us, because it's very important that we get these things in place so that we can help impact our community and unify our community and make sure that we standing up as community and making sure that we are not the ones that are oppressing our community. And it's just going to continue to take work and time. And thank you, Walt, and all of the guests that's here today, to do the things that we do, to come together to help unify, support our mothers, support our community, to make sure that we are impactful in the work that we're doing, and that our visions and missions, we stand by them, and we do what we're supposed to do to bless and educate and uplift our community. Advocacy is real. Awareness is real. Having these conversations is real. And that's what we're going to continue to do here at both sides of the conversation. We're not going to sugarcoat it. I'm sorry if you wanted a soft landing. You ain't going to get a soft landing here. We're going to keep it real. We're going to stand together, and we're going to fix these problems. And like Shala said, if we have to fight for it, we're going to continue to fight. We have a watchdog community that's going to fight to make sure that our people get what's needed so we can break these gaps, break these barriers, and make the change. It takes all of us as a community to work together, and we will continue to do that. We will continue to impact. We will continue to prevail, and we will be resilient because it's in our DNA from our ancestors. We are resilient people. We will not quit. We will continue to rise above when they think we can't. We are still doing phenomenal things, Black and brown community. I want you to know. All we need is unity. All we need is peace. All we need is love. And all we need is empathy to make sure that the things that we do for our community continues to happen. It's going to be a fight. It's never going to be easy. We're going to continue to fight for equity. We're going to continue to fight for our seat at the table. We are continuing to do the things that we need to impact our community. It's not going to be easy, but we will be there, and we will continue until we win the race. And we are getting to that point, and the call to action is here. You heard from the Queen. The call to action is there. We are a state of emergency within our communities. We have to unify. We have to support each other, and we will get there. And I promise you, both sides of the conversation will be there for the movement. We will be there, and we will be a part of this change, changing this narrative in this city and across this country. And we love everybody that's here and watching. And I know everybody that's watching felt our queen, our sister, our beloveds. I know we felt it, and it's real, it's authentic, and that's what it's all about. And that's what we do here at both sides of the conversation. So I'm gonna let everybody get out of here. Just want to let everybody get a final word so that we can end, because it is getting late. But Walter, if you want to say anything, everybody on the panel, go ahead and jump in, and let's go ahead and finish this thing off right.
Well, I just want to thank you again, good brother, for the opportunity, what you're doing. Keep the good work. My sister Sala, I know her. She's come to my office, and we've wrapped. I've done financial literacy courses for Yolanda. They're doing great work over there. You know, that's my 9-to-5 profession. You know, but you know, I want to say this too, to that charge that the sister Queen put out there. You know, as a program for SFC, Serving Family Citywide, we're going to take that and add that as an initiative to what it is that we're going to do to serve families. We're going to make sure that the victims of violent crimes, that we're coming to make sure that we're checking in on them. We're going to come and make sure that we're the ones doing the work, because, you know, we got to be the change. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. That's one of my life slogans. I'm not waiting for somebody else to do it, right? I'm going to pick up the torch, and I'm going to pick up the mantle on that charge, and we're going to make sure that we're going to take care of you. My best friend, one of my best friends, died in my arms, right? He was 19. I was 20. And the trauma that I had to go through beyond, didn't nobody come talk to me. Didn't nobody ask me how I was doing. But guess what was there for me? A bottle of Hennessy, right? All these other substances. So I spiraled, you know. So I know what it's like, sis. And I'm here. Our community has too much trauma, and there's so many things that we have to deal with. But we ain't going nowhere. We here. We're gonna serve this city with all we got. You know what I'm saying? Because we all we got, but we all we need. We don't need nothing else. We're going to get through this. Trust me. So I'm just going to leave it on that note. I appreciate all of y'all. I love y'all.
That's right. Beloved, you already know, man. All power to the people all day. Go ahead, sister Mikayla, you want to go ahead and say some last words before we close out tonight?
Yes. Yes. For me, my work, because I actually am working in the mental health field. I actually want to get to the point where I actually am at the top, and I'm the one making the decisions that will actually benefit all people who have with all types of disabilities, and will let them be the voice, because we have a voice. People just need to hear it. They need to understand what we want and how we are going to do things.
Wow, thank you very much. Very powerful words. I'm just blessed here. And like I said, we're going to continue to support you as well, sister, on your endeavors because this is what solidarity looks like. Tyler, you want to go in here and talk about anything you heard or seen tonight? This is our young intern here. This is one of our young mentees. This is one of our young, phenomenal young men. This is what changing the narrative look like. Young people in the community that are doing phenomenal things. And he's here supporting us tonight. He's doing some amazing things in our community. He's an honor roll student. He's in the San Francisco Black Fire program. He's in the STEM program, and he's always here to support, and he always has some great words. And that's what we about here at Both Sides of the Conversation, bringing our young people and our elders together so that we could get and hear from them as well. Because again, if we don't equip the young people with the information, with the wisdom of a Queen Sala, and we don't educate them and let them understand what this is all about, we can't move forward. But I want to hear from my young brother because again, he's here tonight, and he's a very busy young man doing some powerful things, and he loves the community, he loves his people, and he always has some good words. So go ahead and tell the people out there, young brother, what you thought about, what you got out of tonight's conversation, and I know you felt Queen Shala, man. So tell her what's going on.
Yeah, I loved all y'all's conversations. Michaela, I can actually relate to you just because when I lived in Tennessee, my stepmom, her son he has autism, so I kind of I haven't gone deep into it, but I've worked with him, stuff like that, helped him, so I relate to you, Walter. Man, yeah, I know you and I forget his name, but I know y'all are coaches, sports coaches, man. I love playing basketball. So I definitely, I connect with y'all on that. Sister Sala, I loved your speech. It was amazing. One thing I definitely took from it was there's one thing I wanted to say was to all the black people my age, put your guns down, put gang violence and all that stuff, put that stuff down. Pick up your books, pick up your books in school. Even if you don't go to school, do something to make someone's life better. Don't try to make someone's life harder than it is now. Just do your part, because we all live on this earth together. We all gotta survive together. So just do y'all's part. And thank you again, John, for letting me come on tonight.
No power, no problem. You already know, man. All power to the people. Our young people are very part of it. This movement, and y'all hear this young man, very articulate young man, very sharp, and still sharp and shield, man. And we got to continue to just empower our young people because they are the future. And I just love having you here, brother. We're here to support you. Thank you for being here. And then last but not least, Queen, I know you have a lot to say, and I just want to say again, we love you and we support you. And thank you for being here tonight to share your testimony with the community. And for people who may don't know, now they know. And thank you again.
And so I just want to acknowledge Walter. He's true with the yes financial wealth. Definitely, we need to connect with that because we're moving forward, me and Yolanda, and that's where we at right now. There's a saying, if it ain't about how did they say it? If it ain't about the money, it's something ain't funny or whatever. I don't want to say it, but anyway, we know it's about the money now for us to be able to receive what's rightfully ours. But this is also what I want to address is Mikayla. My
Yes.
sister, she has a daughter that's artistic, and she just wrote a book. And I love the name of the book. Her daughter's about 5 years old, and she wrote a book about her 5-year-old daughter. And it's called, she says, I'm not artistic, I am artistic. Okay.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really good. I'm artistic. But what, and I want to share this, Mikayla, so you would know. I told my sister, I said, I told her, I said, I'm artistic. I want you to know I feel artistic and I think it's beautiful, which means I like walking to the beat of my own drum. And that's the way I look at artists. I walk to the beat of my own drum. People might not understand me in the community, but they know one thing that I do have. I love my people. So I wanted to let you know I would love to, for John to keep us in touch. I would love to introduce you to my sister because she's coming out, bringing awareness to autism, and I definitely want to support with that. And the young man, I just want to say to you, young man, the one that's the youth on our panel, I just want to say my son was 19, Yalani, and one thing I do want to say is the reason that I'm going forward and doing this work is because of y'all. It's because of my youth. I am so thankful to see my youth taking a stand and doing what needs to be done more than my older heads. I have to speak the truth. I see this generation not accepting what we have been accepting. And so I'm here for you. I am just here for you as a presence. If you need any guidance, any advice, or whatever I can give, I want you to come to me. But y'all are the ones that's getting ready to run this country. I want y'all to know y'all are the ones that's getting ready to run this country. And we're here to strengthen you. It's put into your hands. I've already did my work. I've already stood strong, and I'm going to stand strong. I left my mark. It's over there in Bayview. I left my mark. But I want you to know that it's now time for y'all to carry on. Be an example. You ain't got to be a thug to be different. Be who you are. Be unique. Create yourself. I created myself. I didn't let anyone create me. I didn't let anyone I created myself. As a matter of fact, they call me Salah Hakuya, the real live mermaid, baby. Now, you don't meet too many black women that call themselves the real live mermaid. But I'm going to tell you something. This city, this country, California was named after a black Amazon queen. Her name was Queen Calafia. I want y'all to know. Queen Calafia. They don't want to tell our story. So this country, this state right here, was named after a black Amazon queen. So I'm going to say to you, young brother, go and create yourself. And I'm looking forward to see all the beautiful work you're getting ready to show us. Thank you.
Man, thank you very much. I'm sorry, community. I know it's getting late. Just want to thank everybody. What a phenomenal conversation. This was amazing, very powerful, very touching. And again, when you hear the voices from the elders and they breathe the information to our young people, the impact that it has. And again, if y'all heard what the Queen said, and I've been saying it here at both sides of the conversation for a very long time, it is time for our elders to pass the torch to the young generation so our young generation can keep the movement moving. And we're going to keep on honing in on that because I think it's important. We have to educate, equip our young people with the resources, the information that they need so that they can go ahead and continue with the movement of justice, the movement of equity, the movement of what we need for our community. And again,
right.
It starts with our young people. We have to invest in them, and we need our elders in the community to get behind and support them, give them the wisdom, give them the information, give them the history, give them the things that they need so that they can hold the torch and move forward and move our next generations forward. So we're going to keep pushing that. Y'all know I'm going to keep doing that because that's what it's about. We have to be futuristic.
And also to let
we have to
everyone
get ready.
know, I'm actually working on my mental health story right now. So once I get that published, everyone is going to know. It's probably going to be blasting all on Instagram.
Right. Thank you. So with that being said, just want to thank community, thank Queen Shala, thank Mikayla, thank Walter, LyRyan, Tyler for being here, Mr. Shell. Want to thank our both sides of the conversation team for doing all of the work that they do behind the scenes. Please, community, listen. It's a lot of work to push this platform forward, and we have to give thanks to the people behind the scenes that's doing the work. And I thank all the community that's been reaching out, trying to do their part to help build this. I mean, it takes a lot, and The support that we've been getting for community is just phenomenal, and things that we have planned to bless our community in the future is going to be great. So I want to thank our whole entire Both Sides of the Conversation team and all of those that are coming on board to help bless the community, because this is what this is about. This community is about impacting our community, intentionally educating our community, and making sure that we unify our community. And we're going to do it one day at a time, and we're just going to get there. And it's just going to take the support of the community, and we're going to keep fighting. Like Queen Shala said, we have to fight. We have to keep fighting until we get everything that we need, and we're going to do that here on this platform. So with that being said, we're going to wrap up tonight. This Thursday, we're going to have another educational Thursday. For all you that are new watching and don't know, please go to our YouTube, like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you can be alerted when things are happening on this platform, because there's going to be a lot of groundbreaking things that's going to be taking place on this platform moving forward. And I want you to be a part of it. I want you to be here to support us and see the growth and see the movement and the things that we're doing to impact our community. When we talking about changing the narrative from our voices, you get to hear the people. What you heard tonight from Queen Shala is the narrative from our voices. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's going to be ugly, but it's going to be real and it's going to be authentic. So just looking forward to that. We have a powerful sister coming on this Thursday. She's going to talk about this mental health thing that Mikayla was talking about. She's going to talk about dance and different things that are arts that they use for mental health. It should be a phenomenal show to educate our community on how to use our arts, our physical things that we do to help our mental health. So it should be a great segment. And then this Sunday is to be announced. We're going to be trying to reach out to our brother Russell. We're going to try to pull something together. We had some guests this weekend, and some things came up, and they had to cancel last minute. So that's why we haven't put out the announcement what this show's Sunday show is. But we're going to be reaching out. We're going to put something together for community, because that's what it's all about. We just put it together. And when you have real people like Brother Walter and them, when we ask them to pull up and show up, that's what support looks like, so that we can keep this thing going. And we will have something. We'll get it out to community soon. And then next Tuesday, we'll have another segment of Hidden Gems. We'll have some phenomenal guests coming on. I already seen some of the people, some heavy hitters. And again, we just go keep doing things to impact our community. We have some phenomenal. I have to say phenomenal. They get tired of me saying phenomenal. We got some amazing and phenomenal conversations that are going to be taking place on this platform to really bring awareness to our community. We have some guests that are going to impact us and educate our community in ways that we need to, so that we can also be in solidarity with some of the issues in our community that impact us. And I'm looking forward to that. So with that being said, thank you all for joining us tonight. God bless you. We all have to be in solidarity together as we close out. Love each other, praise each other, uplift each other, and make sure you're doing your part to be the change in our community. We love you all. We'll see you on Thursday.